Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. Today's video is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited about this. I've been waiting for this video. But I am finally going to be using this super cute tabletop treasures kit. I don't even remember what release it is at this point. I think this was the anniversary kit for this year. And the reason I have waited for so long is because I needed to procure and fill my pen with the super cute Forgotten Coffee ink. And I was so excited to finally get my hands on this. I got my bottle through Esterbrook, not Coffee Monster Co. because it's sold out. And then I got a Facebook ad for, or not Facebook, Instagram ad for it, and was shocked that it was in stock. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to jump on this. So yeah, I refilled my pen for the first time. So this is the second time, or the second ink I've ever used in it, which is really fun. I don't typically put a ton of ink in there, just because I only have one fountain pen right now. I'm hoping to change that soon. Yeah, for now, that's what it is. And I think it just matches the collection really pretty. I'm always super proud of this purchase because it is my first fountain pen. I feel like I made a really solid choice. It is a TWSBI Echo with extra fine tip. So I literally, when I bought this kit, I immediately put it in this little envelope and stashed it away. So I didn't even debean the little guy. So we'll have to do that at some point this week for sure. And it even has the sampler, so I know it is the 9-year anniversary. But we are going to use this kit this week, and the ink, the whole thing, it's the whole thing. So I'm really excited to dive in. One other thing that I'm gonna go ahead and say from the start is that this is only gonna cover from Monday to Saturday, because Sunday I am leaving for vacation. So there's that. So it'll be cut a little bit short, but never fear. If you guys have hung around for a while, then you know I do kind of a series of videos when I come back from a trip as well. So let's get after it. The first thing I want to do is set up my trackers. So I'm going to be using 942 and 553 as my tombos. I typically only need 2 colors. Sometimes I pull in more, but I think I'm going to keep it pretty basic. I think the problem with using these tracker bars is that I think it only covers oh no, it would give me 2 spaces, I think. Yeah, okay, we can use one. I was just a little concerned about that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna be brave and use this blue. And then at 19. And then I'm gonna do blue down here. I'm definitely getting a lot of ghosting with some colors recently. My tombos are not as bad, but my mild liners have really been ghosting through the spreads, and even writing over top of them with tombow has come through really loud. Where'd it go? You can see it here, where that tombow bled through really bad. I think it's on this side too. You can see it. So I don't love that. I'm gonna do my headings. Again, I don't like that I can't really see them on this side, because again, that's a mild liner on the other side. But I'll be able to see just how pretty I hope they do fix the paper bleeding issue this time around, because I know a lot of people had some feelings. So we're gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna pop in this really pretty kind of neutral tones. I don't know, maybe I should have used this one so that I can save this one for, no, I'll do it with this one. Like when I redo it, that's what we'll do. We'll redo that. Okay, I like this one, so. Okay. And it'll give me 2 for every day, which is perfect because my weather is what goes up here when I don't have a washi. But to keep things like kind of even, I've been rotating the washi between up the top, up here, and then right here as like a bottom header. And then next month, I'm going back to having it at the bottom for a little bit. So I'll have my weather slot back, which is nice. So, okay. And then I am going to how much of this do I want in fountain pen and how much of it do I want in black? Okay, I think I want like a good mixture. So I'm gonna do Monday, Tuesday. And this is the Pentel Energel Clina in 0.3. I'm not gonna write anything there. I'm gonna hope that this doesn't smudge anything. Okay. It's always so weird to go back to a fine point after having like a week with my, even though this is a 0.38 with my Pilot, it's so funny because it looks so like dainty. Okay, I'm gonna go across here. I should probably wait until this dries more, but I'm being impatient and it's gonna be a very busy day. Okay. From here, I'm gonna use the TWSBI to write in the different activities just to start pulling that through, and then I'll use, so this is my goal. I'm gonna use the TWSBI with the Forgotten Coffee ink as in my little tracker sections, where the weather is. I'm gonna write in all of the fun actual tasks, and then I'm gonna mark my water in black just to kind of like ebb and flow it, because another part of this is that you cannot write on these in fountain pen. It'll bleed really, really badly. So I just want to make sure that I'm cognizant of that as well. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pencil board here, and I'm gonna give myself that so that I have a place for my hand to go as well. And onto the races. And my habits are pretty much the same every week, so they shouldn't be too bad. I am 100%. Am I holding this the wrong way? No. Okay. I do think this is going to be a little awkward. Because I noticed, sorry, it's very hard for me to write and speak at the same time. I'm not going to put in bills just yet. This draw is really interestingly, like I'm going to be curious to see how this comes out, because when I was writing in it, like test writing to get some of the water out, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel very clear. And maybe it will stay like that. I'm going to be curious to see. But because I cleaned it out, I did try to get literally all the water and did the whole, like, where you put a paper towel thing. Sorry, I'm playing with it. It's something about too, like the coloring, there's almost like a tinge of like blue gray in there. It's so pretty. And like if you actually watch it like come out versus how it dries, it's so cool. It's so cool. And I don't know that much about fountain pen ink. Again, this is only, I bought the 2 inks when they released from Coffee Monster Co. Last year, I believe. And I'm still learning. That pretty much does it. Like I said, I'm anxious to come back and see how these show up in time, but I think that this is a really nice start. I hate that this bled because it just looks so weird. It looks like 2 completely separate colors, and that's very sad and disheartening, unfortunately. I hate that. My OCD really does not like that, but we are where we are nonetheless. But that is pretty much where I'm gonna call it for right now. It is Monday morning at 6:30, so we're set up for the week, and that is fantastic and wonderful and great. Unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but I need to go to work early today, and so I am going to hop in the shower, start getting ready, and then try to get in early. And then we'll have a nice little touch base at the end of the day. So I don't actually have anything to mark off at this point because all I have had is coffee. But I'll pop in the weather, probably probably pop in my mood and energy level once I think about it a bit more, and get the sleepy out of my eyes. But I'll see you guys later this afternoon and we'll have a debrief of the day. Good morning and happy Tuesday. So I know that originally I said I was going to check in on Tuesday or on Monday afternoon, but it is definitely Tuesday morning. Jeff ended up coming over, which was unexpected, and he just did not have a super great day. I'm marking off all of my water here. I've tracked my mood. My mood was kind of like just meh. I felt really productive. I got a lot done. That was fantastic. But in the same breath, I had to go in early and it was a very full day. And then on top of that, Jeff didn't have a great day. So it was a little bit of everything all over the board. And I have already taken my bag down to the car that has my tiny icons in it. So anytime that that's applicable, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. So let's check off what we need to tracker-wise. You'll also see I went ahead and put in the weather. Okay, so my mood today, I would say I'm still kind of meh. I'm airing more up, but and I do have pretty good energy. I'm about the same as yesterday, to be completely honest. I did not do my vitamins or meds. I did not do any of that. It was a really not super fantastic day for that. Nothing here. I think it's just because I really don't know what I'm getting into for the day quite yet. So there's that. I do need to do the litter box before I go, and the dishes before I go. So I'm gonna just check those off. Okay, so we've got all of the tracking in. Yeah, I just don't know what the day is gonna hold, quite frankly. I have two versions of a plan. I might go to my mom's after work, and then I might go to Jeff's after work. So either way, I'm most likely not gonna be home. I mean, I say that and then watch everything change, but I'm not planning on it. Let's put it that way. And then it's on the 4th line. So, okay, I'm gonna put film. I'm gonna put film setup here and then do, even though it's like closer to film. Why is that over so far? I don't think that's right. That one wasn't supposed to be that far over, but I'll have to wait and white it out. Let's see. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to write in fountain pen over that, because I just think I went over too far on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I should have been, and it would have fit all in one. Okay. What is that? All right, we're just gonna white that out. We're gonna leave it to sit because we're technically gonna be working more on the Monday side. So like I said, I have to leave my tiny icon out for right now. And then I went into work early. I'm not doing a lot of report stuff. It was more of just like, that, honestly. I do need to get some better work stickers. I think I want to use I want to use the like time sensitive one maybe, because I really feel like that's what it was. It's lots of time sensitive things like that I didn't get to last week. And I got there about 8, So we're gonna start here. And then I'm going to continue to mix and match that black and fountain ink situation. So I worked until 4:30. I'm not gonna draw my line in today because again, there's a lot up in the air today. And then I'm gonna just start listing things. And this is kind of what was this is amusing and worth noting for sure. So at one point I went into my boss's office after I took like a little walk around the complex outside just to get up and move. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with my 4-hour Jackson, or 3.5 hours, I think is what I said. And she was like, what? Like, I don't think there is a realization of how much time I can spend, or I need to spend rather, on a client's workload sometimes. Like, it could be 30 minutes. Like some of these were literally as simple as a phone call. Like, it really was not a big ordeal. And then in other cases, it was 3.5 hours for one of those clients. So it was what it was. So I'm putting that there. This is not going to be a super big update with lots of stickers and things, I don't think. I am also just going to go ahead and bypass a sticker for this so that I can fit it all the way across. I downloaded all of the VV2 content. I am moving on to other things today. So I think I'm gonna have to go on a little hunt for a sticker here. Let me do this because I know I do want a sticker for some of the stuff. So I'm gonna do tidy apartment. And I don't have an idea of how big. Let's see. I'm gonna just look and see if this is here. There's a very specific sticker I want to use. It is a nail sticker, nail polish sticker rather. And it perfectly matches. There it is. And I'm gonna do one later in the week, so I like that there's two. And this is literally the color. I'm gonna show you guys the color of this nail polish because I thought of it instantly. And it kind of goes with the blue spread, so I'm not upset. Tell me that's not perfect. Perfect. I don't even know the name of this color. High Frequency. This is one of my favorite nail polish brands and you can't get it anymore, so I'm like particular about it. But I'm gonna do that there since I already know that I'm not taking up space. Maybe I'll put it here actually to kind of go ahead and start this like catacorner thing I typically have to do. That way everything's not like butt up next to each other as well. And I just did a pedicure. I didn't even really do that. It was just my nails, truthfully. And then I'm gonna put pack and craft materials because that's what I was doing. I was tidying the apartment, painting my toenails, packing craft supplies up, and then Jeff and I went to Publix and we watched Sandman. I don't know what episode. I think it was like maybe 9 or 10. So we've got that going. And then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can do a better job. Oh dear. No, it's not. It does not like that. So we're gonna cover that. And that's gonna be okay. It's because there's ink on here that it just keeps like elongating itself a little bit. So I'm gonna, there we go. I tapped it out a little bit. Okay, I am going into the office early again. I'm gonna, as soon as I finish this video, I'm gonna run in. I wonder if there's like a label or something I can cover this up with. I don't know. I think I might just have to like let it chill and call it a day there. Okay, I don't want these all to get confused together, and they certainly will. All right. And I have a very bad habit of not using kits. I think I've mentioned that before. Another thing I did not list was and I'm just gonna pop it in here and it's gonna be okay. Pie crust. I made the pie crust for my quiche. And I think it's interesting that just based off how like some of the ink shows up, like it just depends. And I think it might be like the water that's, I don't know, that maybe in time it'll stop doing that. We'll find out by the end of this spread. I don't even think I updated planners. Literally, I just like worked all day. I don't think I'm gonna pop anything else. I did what I said I was not going to do. That doesn't exactly belong in there, but it's going back in there. I do want to work more on, this is perfect for this, actually. It's totally the right color scheme. I was thinking about this one, but I might use it like Wednesday. Because I want to try to work on some preps today. But I'm going to leave here in a minute, so I should get there a little bit before 9, so I'm going to pop that right there. And then I'm going to leave this blank until we can let this settle and chill. And I can also use that really cool gray one, but I have a feeling I'm going to lean more towards these for the week because it's like right on color scheme par. Okay, so we're going to put that back over there. We're going to pack everything up. And then I will check in with you guys tomorrow when I get back from wherever I get back. We'll see what happens. Bye. Good morning and happy Thursday. We have a little bit to fill in here. Let us start with our trackers. So as far as my mood goes on Wednesday, I would say I was like, I don't know, I was less meh, but I wasn't like 100%, and my energy was about the same. It stayed about the same. I'm gonna let that dry a minute. I have already filled in my weather. I'm gonna go ahead and do slashes for skincare. So Monday, I did meds and vitamins. On Tuesday, I did miss one. I missed my vitamins, and then yesterday I had both. Meals I logged for Monday and for Tuesday, but I haven't for yesterday. I need to go back and look at my steps. Everything else gets a no. I do need to still write in my bills. I really have not done anything with my trackers, but I definitely need to today. Nothing with dailies. And then let's do a slash for weeklies. I'll do a whole thing because, well, let's just do this. And that is it. I've really been bad about my planners this week. It's been a little bit of a quirky week. So Wednesday, I can definitely check off lots of things. But okay, I would say I did do my 10-minute task both of these, all of these days actually. Did make my bed, did do dishes already today, and I have done the litter box today. Okay, that handles that. Now we can kind of go back and connect some dots. Oh no, rats. All right, let's see if we can fix that with a little white out. Still a little smudgy, but better. We'll let that dry before we connect those other dots. All right, and then let's use some tiny icons. Let's see. Put a tiny icon there. We'll definitely keep these out. Okay. Let's see if I can write over it this time. I'm gonna do 2 lines just to kind of like take up the space. I'm trying to think if I have enough time to film another video before I leave. I think so. I'm gonna do film Q3. Okay. And then I'm gonna put tidy apartment here. And then I'm gonna list out the tasks that I got up to. I actually think I have the wrong list, so I need to grab that really quickly. Okay, so after deep sea diving, I literally have no idea where my little cheat sheet is for my like how I figure out like what I did. So we're just gonna do our best guess. So I had a service call at 9:30 where we all kind of talked as a group for sure. I could have like bumped that down because I was a little early. I worked on Jackson. I worked on Glover. I'm sure there were like some other, I know I worked on Cushman because it was his prep that I put the sticker down for. And I feel like there were some other situations that I worked on. If I find a sheet, I can pop it in, but my mind is just kind of blank at the moment, as I recall, because everything was kind of a little bit of a crazy blur this particular day. So unfortunately, we had to put down a family pet who was not doing well, obviously. And I left at 2 o'clock to go be with my mom. Whilst it's a family pet, it is mainly her pet. Her name is Jessica. She is a super cute, or was a super cute bunny, and really sweet. And she was kind of, she was the second bunny we ever had. And now we have our third. We have Harvey, who was her devoted husband. They were a bonded pair, so it was more, it was really rough to kind of see him. I went through a similar situation with that when Gertie died. Gertie was more of my rabbit, and Banks, my cat, was kind of in a way like bonded to Gertie, and he passed away in 2020. And then Jessica came, and then I also moved out that year. I do want to see if I can find like a sticker that might work. I don't know that there is going to be one. I may have to, I'm trying to like dive into some of these boxes a little bit. I might do like this one because it's kind of a little bit generic. I think that might be the one that we use, just to start like kind of popping some stuff in here. But yeah, it was not, you know, it was not entirely unexpected. I think I was gonna try to see if there was like a cookie something, because that would have totally worked for the situation. Because we had cookies and mimosas and kind of just try to talk and spend some time together after. It was just my mom and I. So I think I'm gonna just 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is about that time. So I don't love that I'm gonna kind of overlap the nail polish sticker, but I'll get over it. And again, I can't write with the fountain pen on here, so I'm just gonna put Jessica's service at Mom's. And this pen is actually, I think, getting close to running out of ink, so I'm gonna have to be a little gentle with paying attention to that. And then I came home and went straight to bed. I was, as you can imagine, I was probably very tired. I am gonna put in kind of here towards the end, VV3 download. I started downloading that course in between phone calls and tasks and things. Like I said, I'm gonna leave that area blank because I definitely feel like I did other things, but it was more me focusing on the things I would physically need to do in the office because I knew I was going to leave early. I might try to go over that later. Let's see if I can just do that now. So Yeah, unfortunately, Tuesday was not the prettiest day and the, you know, the happiest time, but my mom is okay and Harvey is okay. So yeah, I'm gonna write tidy apartment up here. We of course are very sad. And that's all I really know what to say about that, unfortunately. I am going to move over to finding a sticker that is not super aggressive color-wise to mark in that I did a lot of laundry and packing in between work tasks yesterday. It wasn't a lot of cleaning, it was just a lot of laundry. Also don't, let me see if I have a different laundry sticker from Every Minute a Story, just to break it up a little bit. I've been really trying to use other stickers, which I think you guys know at this point. Just trying to bring in some diversity here. There they are, like kind of right on top. I felt like I had a little bit more variety in these, and I definitely do. I feel like the washing machine one's kind of good. I like this one though, because it has like a bunch of the colors that are in everything. So I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna do laundry. And I'm gonna put pack and in parentheses clothes, because that was definitely what I focused on. And then I can do like a slash for my garden yesterday because I did water plants yesterday. Okay, and then now I've, in my other cheat sheet that had my stuff, I buried it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, good Lord. Can't be trusted with anything. Okay. I definitely want a remote sticker, and I kind of am bummed that I used a Every Minute a Story sticker right there, because the cat distraction one would have been really cute. I think this is a great time to use these kind of like soft orangey ones. Okay. We had Glover, we had Murray, we had, sorry for the outdoor noise. If you're new to the channel, I live off of a highway, so there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. I think this particular ink is going to take some getting used to, because it does have like kind of a color shift. So sometimes like it doesn't look like the nib is coming in clear, but it really is coming in just fine. So there's that. I'm gonna do, I'm also just gonna put email on here, because, oh, I definitely want to put email here because I did clean up my email this particular day. And then I'm gonna put a dot for Walmart, And then I'm gonna put a dot for quiche, because I did need to make a quiche. I also texted people to get like final counts for baking things later in the week, but that was literally the day, was packing, doing laundry. I was listening to my podcast, which I definitely could mark down in here, but I don't necessarily feel this massive urge to do that. Normally I would not be a fan of sticker repeating, but this is definitely one of those times because I do need to focus on prep when I get into the office, and I am going to try to get there a little bit early. Before I flip over, let's do this. I'm gonna put my mood in about a meh space and my energy again in the same place. So, right. And I think this is kind of gonna be it for this particular video once I write in the literal 2 things that I'm gonna write in, which is Cushman, and I'm gonna do service calm at 9:30. Actually, that's wrong. It was at 10. But since we've already been wiping out, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it and we'll fix it. Today is at 9:30 though. I'm not gonna draw my line because I don't know how long I'm gonna be at the office. I know I am going to Jeff's after work as well, but I feel like this is kind of a good place to stop. I will look for, like I said, I'm sure I'll find the list for Tuesday when I'm like digging things out. I really didn't do much yesterday other than, I mean, packing takes a while, laundry takes a while, tidying the apartment in between all that, you know, cooking the quiche and all that entails. So yeah, it was pretty, I tried to also kind of just keep it light. I was checking in on my mom a lot. I don't know why I'm trying to feel like I have to justify the white space, but I feel like I have to justify the white space. So there's that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this other video planned and or filmed, and then that way it is in the queue to upload and getting ahead on some things. So perfect. I will talk to you guys tomorrow at some point. Hello everyone. It is Saturday at almost 2:30. So we are going to update from Thursday to now and wrap up this video. So let's get to it. And the reason I am wrapping this up on a Saturday is because we are leaving very early in the morning for vacation. So I want that to be its own separate adventure. If you guys have been hanging out for a while, then you know that I like to kind of come back and document everything when I'm back and all that good stuff. So just my normal routine anyway. So the first thing I want to do is see if we can, good Lord, if I can lift the ruler, that's great. I'm going to connect these dots and then also go ahead and start marking in mood and weather, or mood and energy for the last few days. My weather is already put in, and my water is already put in. So for Friday, I would say my mood was kind of, I don't know, I would say it was about here. And then today I would say I'm about here. I feel like my energy has been consistent, mainly because it has to be. It's not like at its peak for sure. I can definitely tell I am very nervous. Funny enough, I'm not nervous about packing. I feel really good about that. I'm literally down to two categories, packing the food up and the last of my craft stuff. Like I've been steady working on that, so I'm not super worried there. I am gonna put a dot for my meds because I took the most important med, but I didn't take all of my vitamins and my meds. I haven't been logging my meals or working out. I'm gonna have to actually look up my steps. I know for a fact yesterday I did hit the 10 though. I'm gonna have to fill in bills somewhat retroactively because I don't know, it's kind of difficult to explain, I guess. I paid some things in like a bizarre order, and I need to kind of consult that, but I do know I paid my Best Buy and my phone bill. I have not been great about planner updates. Bed, yes. Dishes, yes. Floors are getting slashes. Litter boxes have been done. And I think I can kind of leave it there when it comes to tracking. We'll pop back over here and connect these dots. I'm, like I said, I'm for once not super worried about packing, but I am also meal prepping some things for us to take and eat, and it has just been a really convoluted prep this time around, like absolutely insane. I had all kind of struggle with the quiche. I don't know if I talked about it in that clip, but basically I was so super proud of myself. I had already failed the first attempt at getting the quiche done, and I was like super proud. I put the quiche in the oven, even though it was a little later than when I wanted to start, and then I was like, oh shit. I realized I baked it in my glass Pyrex, and this is supposed to be in a plastic, like, or in a disposable aluminum foil pie plate so that we can freeze it, like wrap it, freeze it, and use it as a freezer block. I figured it out and it was all fine, but I was just like, wow, with the craziness. It just really, that was crazy. And then on top of that, my roast did not thaw in time, so I'm a little bit behind on that. So I don't know, this is just proving to be a little bit more chaotic of a prep than I had hoped for. So it's been interesting. All right, so I am marking that I got off at 4:30. I do have a few other I was wondering how I did this. I'm just writing in clients that I worked on. And then I wish I kind of had like a download type of thing, but I don't think I do. And I'm trying to think. What might work? Or if any of these super cute little stickers might work. I kind of like this one. I'm gonna put VV 3 and VV5. I did not finish getting VV5 completely done, and I'm gonna move this sticker up just a little bit, just because it'll fit and it'll look a little bit more natural this way. Now that I know how far over it can or cannot be. There. I just wanted to cover the 3, to be honest. I started working on Virtual Voyage 5 downloading. I am gonna go back and buy 1 and 4, as well as Whimsical Illustration. I feel like that's it. I feel like that's my list, but I'll be handling that when I get back. And then I want to, I was looking for this book actually. I think I was gonna see if this like blue heart would work, but I think this actually works a little bit better because it was a burger date. And I don't particularly like mind the color difference. Template with Jeff and some cute little hearts. And then the next morning, can use a little do I want to use like a gin? I just realized that looks really off too for some reason. Like that it's not. I wonder if I can do this without ripping everything. It just looked kind of wonky. I think I am gonna use this kind of like orangey peachy color. Since I'm already like using that, I don't mind. And I don't mind putting it over here either. Actually, I'm gonna hang on to this little guy. I'm gonna put a dot for vanilla. And then I'm gonna do Jackson. And ASAP red tail. I feel like Jackson and the ASAP ones were really not even ASAPs. They were more like FYIs, but I'm just gonna kind of mark all of those. We only had a half day, so there really wasn't a lot to do. And then I needed to get grocery stuff taken care of more than anything. So I'm going to use another super cute little grocery. I am like really hell-bent on not reusing the same thing in the same spread. So this is so bizarre to me that I'm doing this, but I'm not upset about it either. So I needed to go to Blackwell's and Kroger. I didn't end up needing to do anything else really in those categories. I do want to keep these out because I might use it for a finale that happened. I'm trying to recall. No, I did that this day. Oh, now I know what I did next. Gotcha. Okay. It's like, I definitely remember being very busy yesterday afternoon, and I could not for the life of me comprehend what I had done. But now I remember. I was baking muffins, so we're gonna find a baking emoji. I think I'm like really starting to consider mixing some of my stickers together, like the Once More with Love in categorically, because I'm already doing that with like other brands, so I don't know why I wouldn't, because I think sometimes I like forget I'm now questioning there. What I want to do. I think I'm just going to use this because it's very mixing bowl. Okay. And then I delivered the muffins, and then I'm just gonna do, I think, a tiny TV maybe. I feel like this is the laziest method of doing this. It definitely is, and it did not pay off. Where? There it is. Good Lord. Finish the Gilded Age, and then I am just going to put a dot for this. For more packing. I'm gonna put personal because it was more like toiletries and things like that, and like hair care, and like actually putting things into their containers. And I was just listening to my podcast, and then this morning I've just been listening to my podcast and trying to like get organized for the day. Most of today has been just like packing, to be completely honest, and random errands. So I think what I'm gonna do is use the car. So I have a tiny icon, and I just saw the darn thing. Okay. And I started all that about 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish. But it only took me like an hour, so I'm gonna do that there. I'm gonna put tidy apartment, and I'm just gonna write pack over and over and over again. So I needed to go to Goodyear to drop off muffins, thanking them for all their awesome work on my car. Then I needed to go to Goodwill to drop off a box of things. Then I had to go by the office to pick up things that were in the fridge there and drop off a book for Sarah. And then I went to the car wash. And then I came home. I ate some lunch, did dishes, and that is just going to be a thing all day. And I'm going to go ahead and put kitchen because I'm going to be working on that intermittently. I definitely want a YouTube icon. In the sake of abbreviations, I'm gonna put plan with me and supplies because I'm gonna do a video on everything I'm bringing to the beach. And then I want to use let me see. There is a nail prep sticker in this set that will be kind of like a teal color. I could always do dinner. But I really thought there was like a meal prep. And now I'm questioning just the size. Looks like these are a little bit larger. But that is perfectly fine with me. Oh, my light went out. I actually caught it that time. I don't tend to. Okay, we're gonna use this. And it totally goes, so I'm very happy about that. And I'm happy that I've got some Happy Planner stickers in here. So I wanna do roast sides, cobbler, corn. The corn is not a side for today. It's meal prep. I wanted to kind of put MP, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So that is how that's gonna go. And then that'll keep me pretty busy until Jeff gets here. And then I think what we're gonna do is watch Aliens. We started watching the newer episode on Thursday night, and I was just like shot out. I was like, and so was he. We were both just ready to go to bed. So that is what we did. And once again, I have successfully failed at using a kit. But I'm hoping that I can sneak a little bit in at this finale and just kind of at least put like another little box to even it out a little bit. I'm sure I can find something to make it work. But I'm gonna flip all this even. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though we're cutting it short by a day. I have really enjoyed using my new fountain pen ink from the Esterbrook collection and using this kit, or not using this kit, you know what I mean. I think this has been really fun. I definitely still feel like I need some more practice with this particular ink, but I think we're off to a great start, and I really look forward to catching you guys up on my trip. Once I get back, we'll have fun updating the pages together, and until then, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands and enjoying the last few days of summer. Bye everyone.